Hey. Hey. Come on. Hey. Come on. Come on. Ta 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 ta. If you are on Facebook and YouTube, you don't hear our music. But Facebook and TikTok, you don't hear the music. But we're going to work on that somehow, y'all. We are growing podcasts. But on YouTube, thank you so much for joining us. Hey. Y'all know last week my son did good, so if Nikki don't do good on the ones and twos, I'm going to talk about it. We ain't got no hand claps. Jordan had music and hand claps. There we go. I need y'all to know that we have a celebrity in the house today on Chat It Up with Coach Q. Look at Nikki trying to stay up with my son. See, Jordan was clapping so much, I had to say, stop clapping, Jordan.
Wait a minute. Where's that?
Clap's the second one. The second one, Nikki. What you want? The third one. Listen, this Chat It Up. Uh-oh. That's cricket. It's the fourth one. It's the fourth one. Put your headset on. Wonk, wonk. You put your headset on, you can hear it. She's the wonk wonk. We're not the wonk wonk. But y'all, I am here with none other than Kimberly Crew. She is Miss Exquisite, full-figured Virginia 2024. Did I get it right? Yes! I want to talk in this mic, y'all, because I tried to trade it in, turn it back in, and they wouldn't take it back. So I want to talk in this mic because it makes me sound good on the ones, twos, threes. And more recently, what were you announced, Kenna? Say it in the mic for, Kimberly, Kenna. We're going to get to what that, we're going to give y'all a quick recap. Kimberly, tell us what more recently you were crowned as.
Miss Exquisite, full-figure USA Glamour, first runner-up.
Yay! Listen, y'all better know that I know people in the streets. So TikTok, if y'all are watching, I thought I would give y'all some. Y'all follow me from a foundation perspective. Y'all follow me from a fitness perspective. In case you didn't know, I have a podcast now, Chat It Up with Coach Q. Now, the first part of the conversation is really going to talk about Kimberly and her story. If you've listened in before, I've gotten so many comments about the transparency that she displayed and how she went from divorce to being crowned, how she went from being homeless to being crowned, how she went from being a single parent to being crowned, how she went from depression to being crowned. So I just need y'all to know that she is crowned. Yes. And even before she had the physical crown, she had the crown of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because she is royalty. Okay, give it up. It's Sunday. We got to give him praise. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Please leave your offering at the door. But then at the end, Stacy, I'm so excited, the conversation we're going to have. I'm sure y'all see it all over TikTok, social media, all these kind of dating questions and things. So I want to know what you got to say. And then we'll invite Stacy and Nikki in. Y'all, in the coming weeks, listen, we're going to have a panel up here. All right? And this panel is going to represent every dynamic kind of a woman, right? We're going to have the divorced, the engaged, the single, the widowed, and the married woman. And y'all, we're going to talk. And we're going to talk about our views and then these men folk. All right? And so before all the elders, ministers, and saints and ain'ts come for us talking about seek Jesus and he's your husband and seek... We're not talking about up here trying to get a man. We're talking about our perspective in dating and relationships. And again, let's be real. We keep talking about, I know we seek the Lord. We love him. He heard our cry. Listen, trust me, I know. I got ushers and praise dancers and preachers all in the room. Y'all, we are chatted up with Coach Q. So we're going to talk about the everyday-ish that we as adults go through. Like the stuff that y'all don't really want to talk about. So, y'all tune in the coming weeks. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow. Hit that alert button so that way you'll get all of our updates. YouTube, you know I can't tell you thank you enough for making sure that you tune in via YouTube. If y'all are watching through other social media engines, remember on YouTube, you get the full experience of the music, the claps, the wonk wonks, and all that other stuff. And then you can also like, share, and follow there. So, now that I've gotten that all out, I'm ready. Last time we spoke, like the hour flew past.
Exactly.
So first of all, we need to know, what has this experience about being crowned first runner-up USA? I mean, that's really, really big. Talk to us about that. I just want to, Y'all want her bio? Look at episode. See?
I just shared it, y'all.
Okay.
I just shared
that
it.
episode that was just shared on the Kimberly Crew. We'll get it, right?
October 7th.
Episode October 7th, okay? We'll give a little of her bio, but I just want her to jump in and tell her experience, y'all. Where you went, how was it, all that stuff, yeah.
So first of all, I was crowned June 2024 for the Miss Exquisite Full Figure Virginia crown, which I loved and I appreciate it.
Right.
It did not prepare me for
Tell
this
us.
past weekend.
Okay.
First, I went to Atlanta, Georgia. It was far better than I could ever experience. My first time going, so I really didn't know what to expect than what I heard on TV.
Okay.
I was impressed by the buildings just driving in there, crossing the state lines. But when we got there,
She got on her crown, y'all. So
me and the headphones is
here
fighting.
the headphone.
Excuse me.
There you go. Y'all see it though. Bling to the bling
I'm
bling.
still a queen, y'all.
She's still a queen. Okay.
But I was so excited. When we pulled in, we were first greeted with so much love.
Okay.
When I say it was 10 women that I competed with in my category alone, but there were queens galore. It was so many queens there to the point staff was there greeting us. Like, I know you're one of those queens. I know you're one of the queens. And it was so many women pouring into women.
Okay.
Like, that was the most powerful thing. I don't care what nobody else say about cattiness or this and that. When you talk about black women pouring into black women, it was a point where other people were there for different organizations, different conferences, was like, hey, what are y'all about? What's this going on? It was just so much love going on.
Oh my gosh.
So each day was something different. We did our question and answers one night. Next night was our interviews. Then we saw our auxiliaries, and Saturday night led up to the big night.
Okay.
No one could have prepared me for Saturday when they opened the door. Like, when we did our Virginia Queen, our state competition, it was maybe 75 to 100 people there.
Okay.
You know, so it was a crowd, but it was just like, I'm cool, you know?
Right.
Going into this, I knew it was going to be more. When they pulled that door back.
Baby, talk.
Honey, when I say my stomach hit the floor because the grand ballroom was not petitioned off no more, it was fully open and every chair was full and all eyes on you. I was like, well, here we go, Jesus.
Here we go. See, she know the Lord. You hear? You hear? She called on him.
Had to. So it was amazing experience, even though I did not get the major crown. When I say just to be recognized,
come on,
in the room,
yes,
it was the elite there.
To be at the table.
You know what I'm saying? When you're amongst the upper echelon, you're not mad when you're not.
That's what I'm saying. When you're at the table.
I'm in the room. I'm in the room.
I'm in the room.
And they gave us a ring for our gift there. And I was like, it's a real ring? Like, this ain't a sheen ring. You know, it's like,
right.
It just put in perspective how much of an elite we were. That everyone here, you were, no matter what, yes, you already got your crown, but here on top of that, this is also what you're worth. Like, just for being in the room. Like, everybody can't be in the room. And we had a private pool party. And I'm laughing because I tell people, like, imposter syndrome is so very real.
Right.
Sometimes you don't realize you arrive until you arrive. So we get to the pool, and it's supposed to be a private soiree for the queens. And it's this pool closed for maintenance. And we like, well, what kind of pool party is this? Like, we can't get in the pool.
Right.
So we all, just making the best of it. Like, okay, we just want to hang around the side. And one of the queens was like, I'm just asking, like, yo, can we please get in the pool? Like, what's up? When they gonna be done cleaning it? I don't need to see no staff out here to work on it.
Right.
And she went out and asked the director. She's like, hey, can we get in the pool? And she was like, yeah, it's your pool party. Was like, oh, the sign said closed. She said, it's closed for you.
Oh.
It's shut down for y'all.
Oh.
And it was like the reality set in, like,
yes.
We got clout. It's us.
Right.
And it was, at the same time, it was so humbling because, like, the directors and all the women there was reminding us, again, it's not you. Anybody could be in the room. It's what you represented. It's how you carried yourself.
I like
It's the
that.
way you spoke. It's the way you presented whatever it was that you were saying. And for me, hey, babe, I tell people all the time, it's not just something I say. It's not something I just do. I truly was given this by God, and I believe that God has instilled this for a gift to the world.
Right.
So I said, when I go in here, Lord, fill me up. So that everywhere I go, hey, babe, it's going to be left in somebody's mouth.
Right.
And so when she said that, it was like, hey, babe, it's worth it. The reminder that what God gave me was enough to stand up, not just in the godly world, but in the regular circular world. People are still saying, hey, I want to be hey babe. What's that about? They don't even realize they're quoting scriptures or they're reading off my devotions when they're saying or regurgitating what I'm talking about with hey babe.
Yeah.
So it was so powerful to see so many different walks of life and for all of us to come together with a purpose in mind. So that was far more fulfilling. I came home And I just was full.
Wow, I'm full here in the plethora of information you get. It was like a buffet. Y'all know, like going there and you're like, what do I have? So what do you offer? And they start giving you all the meats and all the veggies and all the starches. So we got that. Now what we're going to do is kind of portion it off a little bit. So that way y'all are not walking away missing any information. So what I've gathered, first of all, is that when you showed up, you were treated like the queen that you all were, meaning that you didn't have to be crowned before you were noticed.
There it is. Come on.
And so I want y'all to know, whether you are crowned or not, people notice you, ride your impact, right? It's not just on the crown. And then on top of that, we have become, and I don't use this word in any offensive way, but people have become so, I'll say hetero, homo, FOMO, tomo, centric or whatever, that we feel like we cannot compliment one another. We cannot uplift one another. But when I see people, I'm like, baby, you wearing that dress.
Yes,
it's the waistline for me. And you thick around the hips. Like, you have to be comfortable with lifting everything up. Everything doesn't have to have an association with sexuality.
Exactly.
It's just complimenting and you feel good, right? So you go in there and you're thinking like, even 75 is a nice crowd if you're trying to, but you're like all of these people. But she said it goes beyond just you being the queen or just you being, because this was full figured, which I appreciate, right? But she said is what you represent. And so I tell people, even we can be of the same ethnicity, the same whatever, but just because we are, what we represent is different. We all have a story. And so you alluded to it with Hey Bae, and I need you to look in those cameras. The main cameras are YouTube and the big one. But I want you to tell us what BAE stands for.
Yes. Hey Bae, breathe, align, elevate. Take a breath.
Breathe easy, baby. I mean, that we were not even connected, but I was waiting for her to say, take a breath. So breathe easy. And how did you come up with Hey Bae? I know you said God gave it to you, but when you get an acronym, you're like, boy, apple. What? Like, how did you get?
The acronym came on the back end.
Okay.
I actually was playing with it. I knew that it was like a double entendre kind of thing where I wanted to be a command in a catchy phrase.
Okay.
So I had hey out there and it was like hey for like hey breathe.
Okay.
And so then I was like, but I wanted to be like a whole thing.
Okay.
And so we had breathe. I was thinking like breathe, focus,
okay,
think, like all these different things. And I was like, well, what about if I came up with something that could spell out something?
Right.
And so I put in, if you don't know about it, ChatGPT.
Uh-huh.
Put in ChatGPT other words.
Oh, yeah.
Or breathe. And I was like, I like breathe. And I said align.
Uh-oh, I know somebody ain't knocking at the door and the podcast is... Yo.
Is it a
what?
I sent you 1,000 likes on TikTok.
You did? That's you on TikTok? Thank you so much, son. Come on and tell the people, hey, who interrupted the podcast? In case y'all don't know, this is my turn around to the cameras. There you go. He just came in. You off? You off? Thank you. See you later. I told him you did a good job last week. Okay, bye-bye. Okay. Okay, you did. Great. Bye.
Is that right?
This is what happens when you gotta I'm at my house in my podcast room, but hey, listen. Now, where were we? Where was the grown people conversation? Okay, so you said the acronym came later.
Yeah.
So you went to
ChatGPT. And just started playing with the words.
Okay.
To spell out an acronym.
Okay.
And that's how we evolved to Hey Bae. And it just started to unfold from there.
I love it. And what I love about it is because y'all know I'm on these dating streets. Mind your business. But everybody bae and boo. And I had to ask my son. I was like, I just met him. He like, what you doing, boo? Yo, what you doing, bae? You haven't earned that yet. But maybe if they say, hey, bae, I'm going to say breathe, align, elevate. Maybe I could, put that out there. But I have to put a spin on it. So I love it. And so tell us what you represent also. Okay, so that's Hey Bae, but what does Hey Bae, what do you want to give to the people? What do you want them to know about your brand? Because it's not just a nice catchphrase.
No, it's not. It's not like just a catchphrase. I think it's really important that I learned from living Hey Bae is that it's okay to not be okay. I think
that's what
when I heard you say that in one of the church services I listened to, that was life-changing for me. It is okay to not be okay. And I lived for so long faking it.
Okay.
You know, suffering in silence, keeping the smile. As long as I look good and everything's good, baby, I'm fine. Oh, yes. But the whole time I was suffering in silence. I was struggling. And no one told me it's okay. It is okay to cry. It's okay to put your hat down. You're not weak if you have suicidal thoughts. It is okay to be in this moment and be completely distraught.
Right.
It is okay. And my mom always told me, as long as I can remember, she'd say, breathe. I struggled with anxiety for years. And she would tell me, breathe, Kimberly. Breathe, Kimberly. Breathe. And so I remember I was having a really low moment. And when this process started to come back to me, I kept hearing that, breathe. My mom passed away 9 years ago, but I still hear her voice when in those tense moments.
Right.
Breathe.
Right.
And I think that the world needs to know it's okay to breathe.
It's okay to breathe.
There are so many different traumas and stresses and pains and hurts, spoken and unspoken, some not even directly affecting us, that we don't speak on.
Right.
You know, I'm not even going to begin to talk about the children and their level of anxiety that they have to deal with
Right.
as teenagers, but even as adults, especially as women. We don't realize the pressures that we put ourselves on as being ex-wives, wives, baby mamas, children, workers, passed down just because of our skin color, because of our looks, because of our body shape, all these things. And half of them we don't speak on.
Right.
So Hey Bae is literally speaking to that woman that's sitting in the corner quiet, saying, it's okay, baby.
It's okay.
Breathe. You're not your circumstance. I tell people, if you can wake up, you can get through it.
Yeah.
That's all he requires of us is to wake up.
Oh my gosh. Isn't it?
You know, so I would like you to remind the world to breathe. And I pray that Hey Bae is a reminder to the world to breathe.
To breathe, y'all. And that's so important. And then when you breathe, like I get stretches, you know, professional stretching. And sometimes he was like, okay, I'm gonna go a little further. And I was like, it's painful. He said, take a deep breath and breathe. It's something amazing about putting that oxygen in your body. But one thing about breathing, it requires 2 steps. You have to inhale and exhale. Breathing is more than just inhaling. It requires you to exhale, right? And once you do that, what happens is you do align. You begin to align. Those who do mindfulness or study mindfulness, you begin to align. As you begin to align, you can elevate yourself to like rise above the pain.
Yeah.
Rise above the disappointment, the frustration. And what I like about what you represent from a queen perspective is, hey, I don't have to be a size 5, not knocking the size 5s or 4s or 3s or those of us who are 10, 12s trying to get into 5s, right? But you're representing full-figured. Now, here's the deal. I ain't gonna lie, I was talking about you. I was talking about you to some folk and I said, you know, when they was like, you know, Kimberly, right? And they're like, she ain't full figure. Like, what? How did you? Let's talk about that. Did people look? Because I saw some of the queens.
Yes.
And now, you know, some of them are where I came from, right? I was well over 300 pounds a time in my life. And that, you know, what do you say to those people? It's like, you ain't really full figure. How you when you ain't really representing us?
I love it. And I tell people all the time, if you can expand your imagination. A bag is still full, even if it's a snack size bag, or if it's a big grab bag. It simply means that its capacity is full. I was 338 pounds, a size 24. And some would say then I was full figured, but if I'm honest, I was unhealthy. I was beyond my full figured frame. I had went to capacity, if I'm honest, that was an unhealthy state. At my size 12, size 14 I am now, I'm at my full frame. My frame is at its capacity. So yes, I am full figured. So for one time, oh, you're not full figured, or you small. Great to your frame. But in my snack size bag is to full capacity, and I cannot take no more before my neck begins to touch my chest from going left to right. I've been there. So I think that we have to understand that full figure does not mean that I'm on the extreme side.
Right.
Full figure is anywhere between the size of 12 and beyond.
Okay.
That is simply that.
So, these 10 shorts I got in, they shorts though, y'all. I could not get in no 10 jeans because these thighs. But, you know, up in this waist and these hips I got in there. So that mean when I had them on, I wasn't full figure no more.
She lost her full figure.
Baby, and let me tell y'all about them stars on them jean shorts, baby. My country, tears of the sweet. Stacey, them shorts was shorting it. But no, I appreciate that. So full figured is 12 on, but congratulations on your weight loss because again, we want you to be comfortable in your own skin. And I know there's times when I was overweight, I was like, I dress, I'm cute, I smell good. But to your point, we were unhealthy. My knees were sore. Yes. But guess what? I've lost all that weight and my knees still hurt sometimes, you know, or to some people, hey, you're still overweight, but I'm not where I used to be. Exactly. And so I still like that even looking at the women, y'all still represent. Some had different frames, different shapes and all of that. So in essence, what that group represents is any, you know, you don't have to be like, oh, no, not me, because I am, you know, not as shaped or I may be more, but it gave you the ability to represent all classes of women.
And then I like the fact that they broke it down. So you don't have the girl that's a size 12 saying, oh, they might get peaked with a size 24. They broke it down. 12 to 18 is in one category. Then 20 to on up is in one category. And 40 and up, we in our own category. That's what Mrs. Exquisites are.
Right.
You know, we just lucky to be here.
Right. Yeah. So that is great. That is great. I love it. I want to just bring up something that we talked about last time that still resonates with me. So y'all, again, before we move on though, let's give it up for our queen. That is just so awesome. I mean, the way you walk that stage too, she clapping it up. The way you walk that stage, I was like, ooh, I want to be a queen. So if people are interested in being, because you had never competed before, so if people are interested, what do they need to do?
First and foremost, I would say start your community service. Start your community service, figure out what you're passionate about. Because that's going to become your platform. It's pretty much going to begin your journey. But this is a beginner-friendly pageant, so there's no need for you to necessarily do anything, except for December 8th, we'll be having our first meet and greet at the Hampton Ashley Stewart. So if you are in the local area...
Plug.
Shameless plug.
Shameless.
Come on out. We'll be there from 2 to 5, followed by George's, the after-hour speaker, going to have dinner with us at the restaurant. But other than that, you really don't need to do much. You can go online, check out all of our interviews. We're available online. If you have any questions, feel free to go on social media and reach out to me. But just you being you is all that we're asking for right now.
So I got it. So I'm just asking for a friend. So for example, like Breathe Easy Foundation, I do a lot with the community. So if I was interested, and that's my platform, I could come to y'all meet and greet, here's some information, and I could possibly be... Like, if I want to...
Absolutely.
I'm not, y'all. I'm not. I was just wondering, so I'm giving y'all an example. But since we here celebrating, I wore a crown. I wasn't, like, crowned as a queen. I'm already a queen. But I want y'all to give it up for me because I was selected as Archie Magazine 2024... What was I selected as? Positive social influence of 2024. Y'all, I'm sorry. My head was just going. I was still on the Queen, Exquisite, all that other stuff. But I'm so thankful. Shout out to Archie Magazine. They're also out of Atlanta. Y'all, that's 5 years I've gotten it. And so I'm so excited. So I know what it means. And the next question I'm going to ask before we transition, y'all, well, it's 2 things. One is, how good did it feel to hear your name called?
Let me tell you something.
Tell me how good it felt, girl, to hear that name called.
The next best thing being called by Jesus.
Hey, listen, right?
It is a good feeling, you know, just to be acknowledged. It felt good. I ain't gonna hold you. It feels good to be in the room amongst all the queens.
That's what I'm saying, but how I feel to have that name called. Let's go ahead. We have a go.
But when you hear that Queen Kenna, come on up to the stage. I used to think, looking back at the pageant, like, oh my God, me. Like, girl, you know it was you. Like, we all knew it was you. But it legit be like that, because when they called my name, I was still standing there, and I called Mom in the crowd. She was like, like she had,
right.
Oh,
yes,
like,
yes, yeah.
Because I just, in my mind, I counted myself out, because I'm thinking like, I done placed the people. I'm like, oh, the girl, she was bad.
That imposter syndrome again,
Right,
like she gotta get it or he got
I'm like, she was bad. I know she didn't get it. So I'm just over there. I'm zoned out, daydreaming, thinking about, are we gonna go to Metro Diner or we gonna walk up to the Indian spot? Because I was already at dinner, like, what?
So people need to slow down and know that you not just have a right to be at the table, but you have the right to have your name called.
Yes, I think one of the...
That's right, Stacy. Thank you for the virtual.
Yes.
Thank you for the... Again, TikTok and Facebook, y'all don't hear the claps. Y'all don't hear the claps. But we can YouTube, right? Those who faithfully went up there. So Stacy had to give a clap. So I like that you're saying, like, let's make it okay, not just to be there, but your name can be called, right? And your name was called. Who they called? Kimberly or Kenna?
They called all of them.
Oh, they did. What they say?
Even better.
What they say?
They all called, I love your name. They said Kenna L. Kimberly Marie Crew. Come on the stage. Say all four of my names.
Say all. Say all.
I loved it. It was, and I think when the queen said something that I was eavesdropping, but it was spoke to me. Mm-hmm. And she said, you deserve this.
I like that.
You deserve this.
So not that I'm just at the table, not that just my name is called, but you got to know you deserve it because you can win it and feel like you don't deserve it.
Come on.
Ooh wee.
We got to shine.
You can be selected and still believe that you don't deserve it.
You're going to try to make coincidence of it, or they ain't had no other choice.
They ain't had no, or maybe it was this, maybe it was that. No, listen, I don't care how it happens. But if it called my name, listen, and you know, they'll tell me all the time, you stood up with confidence, or how did you get the recording when she called your name? Because every category I was in, I had my camera ready with the anticipation they would call me.
I know, that's right.
I ain't always been there, Kenna, but I had, the camera was already, Nikki, already ready. And then I handed it over. I was ready. So you got to know what you have to offer the world. If you don't know it, how do you expect to convince me?
Exactly. You got to know what
how do you expect to convince anybody else? How should people follow you and then your influence? And then once your name called, you're like, okay, I got it now. No, you got to know that you are before you are. Mm-hmm. That's what faith is, right? Yeah. So you got to know that you are before you are. The comment that I wanted to reference that you talked about last time that we want to just give a little bit of. Good, we still got a few minutes before we want to transition over to some juicy conversation is this. You said when you, and you're going to have to, I don't have it in front of me, when you hit rock bottom, and you become comfortable, you know what I'm referencing? What did you say? How did you, I would have to look it up. You said when you fall
when
in.
you hit rock bottom and your rock bottom has become your comfort place.
Oh, when you hit rock bottom and your rock bottom is pulled from under you.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you said.
Yeah.
When you hit rock bottom, and so now you found a place of comfort, well, like this is what, and then all of a sudden, the rock bottom is pulled from under you.
Yeah.
So there have been some rock bottom moments in your life. What made you get up? Now, I know Jesus.
Yeah.
And that's not me,
no, absolutely.
Being facetious, but I know Jesus helped. But what, you still had to make a decision.
It was a conscious choice. And like you said, you want to sit there and say it was Jesus. But there is something to be said about a love for your children. And a fight in a mother. Mm-hmm. And for me, it was not until I started to see my children struggle with anxiety and struggle with depression. At this point, we have went through homelessness. We have lost my mom. We have went through times of no food, no job. Their brother was now incarcerated, and that shook all of us.
Right.
And I have one of my sons, my middle son is autistic, and he was regressing. Like, wait, what is happening? And my baby boy was pulling his hair out. I'm like, wow. And I could not seem to get myself together to pull the pieces, but I see the pieces falling apart. And I was one night just laying in my bed, and I heard that, breathe, Kimberly. You got to change. You got to change, or they won't get a change. And in that moment, the mom in me refused to let my children feel the pain that I was in the moment.
My goodness.
Like, whatever I got to do so they ain't got to feel this, I'm going to suck it up.
And you got to grind and you got to get it.
In that moment, the grit. You know what?
Baby, it's something about the grit.
I hear dope boys and she would say, "Oh, somebody, I gotta get that grind. You get that hustle." Well, it was something about me as a mom and in the spiritual realm. I was like, "Oh, devil, you got to fall back.
You got to fall back.
You got to fall back."
But you had to do something.
Yeah.
You had to do something. What you describing that, excuse me for interjecting, but when I think about back in the day before we had self-cleaning stoves, I don't know if y'all use that now. Self-cleaning stoves can be something else, just the same. But when before we had self-cleaning stoves, you had to spray it with the oven spray. Mm-hmm. And then my mom used to make us buy it. We had to buy those SOS pads. Oh, yeah. And there were certain portions that you had to put some elbow in it. Yeah. So life is gonna, I put in that in the description, like life threw you some curved balls. Mm-hmm. But you hit a home run with every one because of the grit. Because of the grit. And whether your motivation was your children or not, you still had to make a decision. It wasn't enough for you to be like, that's my motivation, I want to bring them up. You had to decide to get up. Yeah.
And it didn't happen overnight. And it didn't happen in 90 days. You know, if I could be honest, it took me years to get here. Hey, babe, people think like, oh, God, it just came out of nowhere. That's because I lived through the dark times of Hey, babe. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Literally, it took me almost 9 years. If I could be honest and transparent, I used to be a bad alcoholic. Mm-hmm. I drank a pint of bourbon a day. Ooh. And I was not blacked out yet. That was me functioning to get through my day. A pint of bourbon a day.
Wow.
The tequila shots, what I did afterwards to have fun and hang with my friends at the happy hour. There wasn't a drug that I had not tried, from mushrooms to acid. And like I say, thank God I'm not what I've been. I don't look like what I've been through, but I went through there. I had to get sober first.
Gotcha.
I didn't even just wake up and say, "Oh yeah, let's go." No.
Hey, babe.
I had to get sober first, and I was too prideful to go to AA. So I had to get sober in secret. That means Shonda Walker, I'm calling you out. There was times that she came to my house. It's like, "Oh, you ain't babe, but you got these liquor bottles." And she was dumping my flask and dumping my bottle. There were friends that intervened on my behalf that says, "I know there's something in you."
See, that's where I wanted to stop and get to. So we need somebody. Mm-hmm. We need somebody who's going to cover us, protect us, keep us, and it ain't got to be a news report. In your low moment. And then once you get there, it's okay to then come up out. And so I think the military trues that to a foxhole. Like they was like, who you got in your foxhole with you? And I always say this, and again, y'all come at me in my inbox, especially on Facebook, because that's where I got almost 1 million followers. But that's where they come at me. Yeah, you keep saying you got all those friends. They ain't your friend. I said, listen, I don't care what y'all say, and I don't have to explain it to the public. And again, not trying to be deep, but Jesus had 12 disciples, and he knew that one would betray him. He knew that one would deny him. He knew that one was a murderer. He knew that one was this. He knew he had meaning such as some of us, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm not here saying because I call them my friend that they don't have faults and that I don't. But God has blessed me with a group of people that I have to truly say has my back, that will come and pull me out. Mm-hmm. I say that to say everybody is not that fortunate. All we need is one person that will have our back hands down. Yeah. Hands down. But what we have to do also, Kimberly, Marie Crew, is be willing to be transparent and open. And let not pride keep us from being helped. You said, I drank. I tried every drug. I did this. I did that. But you had to decide in the midst of that. And so that was preparing your heyday, your story. You had to breathe. And then that alignment came. But you first had to identify here's our AA, that you were alcoholic, that you had a problem. Because if you don't identify that you have a problem, a need for companionship, a need for people. And that's something, y'all, that I continue since Kenna started. I continue with that. I'm so funny acting though, because it's in spurts is when I want to be bothered. So they be like, we hear from you and then you're gone. Yeah. And then we hear from you and then, meaning I enjoy being married. I love not just the idea, I love marriage and I love being married. And I was like, I don't like being by myself. Like I like people. I like being around people. I love giving and doing for people. So I had to identify, like, what's the big issue, Quetta? Like really what's going on? What is it that puts you in a posture that you feel like you need this. Like, what was it? And so I had to go back all the way to, was it childhood, or did I have to go all the way back from here? But I realized the generational curses and spirits are transferable, just like people's like, did your mama have, like medically. But just the same, there's certain things you talked about, the anxiety. And so rejection and all that stuff can be transferred and can come down. So I had to acknowledge that there were some things going on and that I was okay with being with me. And as I did, there's just certain things I won't settle for. And there's an expectation I have. An old manager I used to work for, Zanisha, she said, you have to train people how to treat you.
I love it.
And people used to be like, what? We train our dogs. We potty train our children. But we don't want to train people how to treat us. And so I don't mean that in a defaming way. I mean that, or derogatory way. I mean that is, you going to treat me how you think you are until I straighten it.
Exactly.
Till I straighten it. And so I love that you were transparent talking about, hey, I can just get from here to here. And it takes time. And it doesn't mean that there's not moments of regression, but when you can tell your story and then help someone else. And I have to admit that your story has continued to impress me. I can't wait till you come to church. She thinks she coming, Minister Karen. I don't know. Me and Nikki trying to feel her out. But to praise dance, because even in your worship, it sends healing. It sends deliverance. And I always say sometimes things aren't heard. They're caught. They're felt. And when people can connect with you, they can attach to you. That's what the connection and attachment is. And so even with all the accolades I've received and the followers and supporters, my folk don't, the group I have are not with me because I'm number one in this, number one in that. They connect, and therefore there's an attachment. And so people connect to you. And so on behalf of Breathe Easy Fitness, Breathe Easy Foundation, chatted up with Coach Q, we connect with you. I had a follower like, hey, she's going, we want to send this to support. Like, what are we doing for her?
Thank you.
Isn't that big when people,
that's huge.
And you bless through association. And so I challenge y'all, connect and associate with people, put stuff aside, have a conversation. Oddly enough, I'm like, I don't like confrontation. Like, I was like, I get anxiety, talking about anxiety. I don't want it. I'll back out of it, first before having to deal with it. So thank you again. Thank you for sharing. Congratulations. We're going to watch your story. We're going to continue to root for you. And listen, if they want to book you, how do they do so?
You can go online through my Facebook page. It's Kimberly Crew or Queen Exquisite Kenna 2024 on Facebook. Also, you can email me at mrsexquisitequeenkenna24@gmail.com.
All that. We're going to make sure y'all get it when we put it up there, but what she just said. So thank you so much. But thank you also for being like kind of volunteer or willing to have this next conversation with me. And this is a setup for the coming weeks, y'all. We're going to talk some holiday stuff with relationships. We're going to talk holiday relationships, and we're going to, do all of that. So it's hot, Kenna. Like through that little hole. So, I want to hit your tongue. I don't know if y'all saw me, if y'all watched the replay. I was like, and so
that's what it was?
That's what that was. It's hot. It's hot. Okay. So I want to call that out. I told you. That's a real hot cup. You know how you think you just going to sip it, and then as soon as you keep pouring it and it hit your tongue. So you're going to feel that. So Stacy and Nick probably give us a 2 cent. We ain't going to give everything. But there's been discussions all over Facebook. Hey, y'all, there's been discussions. Oh, thank you for the stars. Thank y'all for the hearts. All over Facebook about relationship stuff. Shout out to those individuals who do talk about it. I looked them up, y'all. And this ain't a brag moment, but it is because you told me I could, right? When I went looking at people up to talk about relationship, their followers are like 250,000, 300 and something thousand. I say, oh, well, I got 983,000 followers.
So you could do it.
So I'm going to do it too. And maybe this will build up and get my million. But listen, y'all ready to talk? I'm so excited about this. I want some real talk. I want y'all to put y'all comments. I got somebody on YouTube, Facebook. We all around. TikTok, you the only group that we can't, we may lean over and watch the comments. But you got TikTok? Okay, here we go. Y'all ready? So, Kenna, me and you, we tight. We grew up together, 3rd, 4th grade. We've been hanging out. We've been through it. You keep your kids. You kept my kids. I keep yours, all of that. And I've been away. I've been away on travel and all of that stuff, and I'm coming home. and I'm in town. And for some reason, my hotel lost my reservations. And it's the holidays, and you out of town, but you be home soon. You out of town. But your husband home. Boyfriend, he home. Me and you, we done had our time together. We kept each other's secrets. So friend, hey babe, I'm in the neighborhood. I call you and be like, oh my gosh, my hotel, I can't get a room until tomorrow night. Is Thomas home? Because I know you out of town. Can I go stay? Will you let me stay at your house?
I wish y'all could feel my body temperature.
Let's talk about it.
I started sweating over a hypothetical question all over again. The sweat done came back.
Would you let me stay at your house, friend?
I could tell you what, friend.
Okay.
That's crazy. That's going to be my response. Friend, that's crazy.
How you feel about me asking?
Because that's crazy, friend. Why'd you even feel comfortable to even let Thomas roll off your lips like that? You shouldn't even be saying his name yet.
So
friend.
Is that like I can't stay?
Nah, friend. No.
What should I do? I ain't got nowhere to go. It's raining.
I understand, friend. All the hotels sold out.
All of them booked.
Well, why did you come here without securing your reservation?
I thought I secured my reservation, but they said it was for tomorrow.
Oh, well, baby. I don't know what to tell you.
So is this, let me ask, Kenna, is this about trust? Because you trust me.
No, it has nothing to do with trusting you nor trusting him. Here's the thing.
Uh-oh. Nikki and Stacey, they feeling it too. Listen, here's the thing. What is it?
Here's the thing. I just feel like there's certain circumstances that I don't even want to create. There's certain doors that I will not even open.
Okay.
To even put the temptation in either one of y'all ears, because we are all human. I don't know how your skin might glisten me except for the shot when he catch you at the wrong glimpse and his Budweiser and kicked in real strong. I don't know, but why?
That's the part. See, Kenna, that's what I'm saying. See, we keep trying to measure people according to their normality. And even in that, it's questionable, right? But when she added the Budweiser, the shower, the glistening, I'm not home.
It's room for opportunity.
There's room for opportunity.
And again, why would I put that on my husband? Because now he can't. I mean, this would be wrong. Because if he with me, he already know I'm crazy. I'm triple OG crazy.
Right.
So he is gonna be uncomfortable. So why would I even put him in a situation for him to be uncomfortable? For her to even say something crazy that's gonna cause me to have to cut both of them.
Right.
Why would I do that to myself?
And y'all heard it from the Queen, not just
And
Miss
that's with
Virginia.
me, hey, man.
Hey, babe. Hey. So where I'm
friend.
staying at?
I don't know, friend, but that is not my problem, unfortunately. I do understand, but you can't stay with me, baby.
You know what? Have we even been friends?
Baby, that's how you feel. I completely understand. You have every right to feel that way, but you cannot go to my address and knock on that door up to stay nowhere.
Listen. Y'all, I saw that question again on Facebook. Stacey, can I stay at your house?
Nah. I'm sorry.
No?
Love you though.
Love, okay.
All the way.
Okay. Nikki, can I stay at your house?
That car, baby.
Oh, Nikki gave me a thank you. Nikki said sleep in the car. Give me option. So I need y'all to be a part of the conversation. Like, you can put thumbs up, you can put a comment, yes or no. Would you allow your friend to stay at your house with your significant other? Whoever it is, male, female, whoever, that's your bae. Not your breather line, elevate. Would you allow your friend, not even just your friend, your sister? What if I was your sibling?
It did not matter if you was my mama.
See, people ain't ready for that. They going, oh my gosh, my comments. I know
And
my
here's the thing,
inbox.
and again, it's not going back to, you don't
It ain't
trust
trust.
or insecurity. It is just, why would you create a situation that one can be perceived wrong,
Right.
that can create discomfort on both parties?
That's it. That's
Like,
it. The
why?
perception. Yeah.
Why? I don't
Yeah.
even explain to my kids why they, like, man, why is Aunt Joe in the room?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Or even the kiki ha ha.
Listen.
The kiki ha ha could get you in trouble. I got a story.
I could be sitting beside you. You kiki too loud. I'ma still come out the right way.
And think about it. Here's the deal. We're not even saying that something's gonna happen. Right?
No.
It's not even that something's gonna happen. But y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all. Listen, I know y'all don't want to watch no more. It ain't really PG. I ain't gonna go X, but I'm saying you can't stop. And even Dr. Moss talked about that today. You can't stop thoughts from entering your mind.
That part.
And let me tell you this: not that you're looking at somebody's spouse or somebody's, again, sexually or anything like that, but just the same. You don't want to posture or put yourself in a situation. There are a lot of people I done grabbed shoulders that I ain't had no intentions on. I ain't never, none of my friends, nothing like that. I'm just saying, when, you may not have been intended to get with that guy the second night you met him and you found yourself there. Why? Because this flesh ain't nothing good in it.
Can't trust it.
Like it can't, they must be coming for some conversation based on Stacey's face. So we want to hear from them, Stacey. What are people saying on the street, Stacey?
Well, I have one comment from Connie. Thank you for watching, Connie. She said it would depend on who it is, and I have to really trust you, girl.
Connie said it depends on who it is, and she have to really trust him. Shout out to Connie. Remember, your answer is your answer, and we want you to hold true to your answer, okay? I'm just telling you about Quetta Brown Fletcher answer. And not even that, and even if I gave you permission, Kenna, to come, if Derek Dwayne Fletcher got the doorbell, he would leave you out there knocking. He said, like you ain't gotta never come to my house and gotta use the bathroom. I am sorry, sis. He will not let you in to pee.
Several Wawas to get here.
He will not let you pee. Okay. So I just thought, like, I was watching all the comments and people have said, well, I trust my husband, so I ain't worried about him. I trust my friend, and it depends. And again, I'm not talking about what will happen. I'm talking about what plant the seed and what perception, and then how many times now is she go now? Now she should be able to stay, huh? Now she should be comfortable. Listen, my best friend, one of them, Sharika. Hey, boo thing. Every time I've gone to Cali or Hawaii, I would stay at a hotel just naturally. First of all, I just like getting out the shower and not have to get dressed in the bathroom. That part, right? But and the thing that you said, Kenna, that I thought was important is, you don't want your husband to feel uncomfortable or awkward. It's just an awkward, setting, right? But this last time when I went to, again to Hawaii, I stayed at my friend's house, and I know she wholeheartedly trusts me, and her husband is my brother. Look how she looking. She was there, like she was home. She was there. My son looked like she looked at me like, I know you lying after you just said nobody can stay at your house, but she was home. But even with that, the thoughtfulness of how you move. So I ain't even talking about just standing, like the thoughtfulness of how you move. I ain't keying. So here's the other thing, the other question. And I'm glad I remember them all. Again, your friend, they cool. Y'all cool. Your husband like her brother. But every time you turn around, she grabbing him and want to sit on his lap.
Why you doing this?
You know how you play? You get on and you want a selfie?
No. Ain't no. Gosh, dog.
Come on. That tea ain't hot on that tongue no more, y'all.
Y'all. Now, y'all, come on now. I know now, Nick every comment better be saying this is okay. Sit on your lap.
But I'm just saying she just playing.
Coach Q, that ain't enough playing. I don't care if you are having a hypoglycemic episode and you have a syncopal episode. You better lean to your right and reach the towel before you reach his lap. What is we talking about? I
just want to know, because it be some juicy conversation on social media, which I appreciate.
And y'all, everything goes back to, I just feel like everything go back to appropriateness and reciprocity. Because I tell you what, the type of men that
she hit us with reciprocity.
Because the type of men I date want two things. You better be mad if you see me sitting on another dude's lap. Because I'm supposed to be yours, and I want you to be jealous about me. So you better feel some type of way if you done rolled up and I'm sitting on somebody's lap. Second of all, I would not want my husband to walk up and see me on another man's lap. Because y'all, this stuff, like, I think sometimes we just say, oh, I trust him. This is your prized possession. There is no union more valuable and more greater than a union between a man and woman, because you choose that partner. It is not your child that you birthed and it came out of you, so here it is. This is a partner out of life. I chose you out of 6.8 billion people. You are the one I say yes to for my everything.
But what if he your husband? He's just your boyfriend.
Well, you're training. You're supposed to be an audition and try out to be my husband. We ain't just out here just living our best lives for the
But
next
what
6
if we
months.
are? What if we just chilling?
Well, that's a whole nother conversation. Sit on everybody's lap then, because in that case, we ain't boyfriend or girlfriend. We just out here living our best lives.
Oh, okay.
And them seat fillers, then we really don't.
So you're a seat filler. If he's just a seat filler, I can sit on his lap.
Absolutely, because he's a seat filler. You're only sitting here until the one comes along.
But what if you haven't decided? You just, you're just interested. So you don't mind if your friends are kikiing with him and ha-haing and laughing.
Here's the thing. If I'm just deciding, you don't know my friends. And I think that's something else that we do too much.
That's a whole nother topic. We do too much.
We do too much. It's levels to this.
Hey.
I tell people, like, my circle, one, I value. And you're not just going to get access to everything. So if I'm still trying to figure out what we are, you don't know them.
Listen, that's good conversation. I'm different. I take my folk around folk because my people can see from a different angle. Like when you look at an accident and somebody, because sometimes we can be blinded by his chest or blinded by how he grabbed you or blinded by his smile or his kiki. But my friend be like, check this out. Just. So I get it though. I really, really get it. And this is, we're having this conversation, y'all, because I want your perception or your thoughts or your view on it. Nikki and Stacy, like Nick, what you got to say, Nick? What do you think? You out in these streets. Nikki is engaged, so we want to say that. But you're out in these streets, and you're just, he ain't engaged. He ain't your husband. Does the dynamics change whether I can stay at your house?
No.
Or stay there, but y'all living together?
No.
It doesn't.
Because like you said, you're still putting that situation out there. You're still giving them that space.
That
to do
space.
Whatever. And if I care for someone enough to live with them and share space, then no.
And she scratched her chin. That's one of them things. Come play with me if you want to. I love you and love you a lot, but we're not doing this.
We're not doing it.
So here's the part. You can speak to, look at this room. All of us can speak to it. You have 3 sons. You have 2 sons. You have 3 sons. I have 3 sons. So we all have sons. And I'm going to switch it. What if it's your adult son or even your teenage son? 17, whatever. Auntie in town, your best friend. She want to come stay at the house. Can she come stay at the house?
Here's the thing.
Does that change? Did she say, I mean.
No, it does not. Because I have filthy sons. I have filthy and candid sons. So we have conversations. And although I've heard my 21-year-old try to holler at my sorority sisters. I've heard my son say, yo, if that teacher say I can get it, I'm gonna get it. So let's I'm gonna keep it up a whole stack. I do not care. No, not my daddy, not my brother, not my uncle, children, husband. It's a no for me because, again, I know both parts, especially with if you got young sons.
Because they all fantasize about teachers and aunties and mama
Listen.
best friend. You dig?
And
Or something like that?
If you think the 30-year-old is struggling keeping his hormones together, I can assure you your 17-year-old son has looked at your homegirl like, hey, yo.
Who that? Right. That's it.
Because that ain't, when my son tell me, that ain't my auntie for real, mom.
That's what they'll say. We ain't no kin. But the only reason I bring that out is because I've been, I know guys who've been with their babysitters or, different things like that, or you thought it was auntie. And the reason I asked with the son question is because we look at things differently when it's a woman and a boy. We're like, we definitely wouldn't let the man stay with our girls. But we let these girls stay with our sons. And so I brought that particular question up, y'all. It's saying we have to just even protect the interests of our babies, whatever that may be. Yeah. Because we could be putting them in situations. Again, I want to be clear. This has nothing to do with just trust. It has to do, and don't get me wrong. Opportunity. Don't get me wrong now. You have close friends who'll keep your kids or stay at the house. I'm not... what I'm saying is realistically, like, how do we look at these? There's so many variables that we can add in to all of that, right? Obviously, my sister stay here with my sons. That's her kids, My best friend, who I feel like is my sister, I trust her wholeheartedly with my sons. I just feel like there's certain parameters that you have to be thoughtful of. So definitely not my man, my boyfriend, my soon-to-be, none of that stuff. When it comes to my sons, if I like my best friends or whatever, I trust them around my kids or my sons. I do trust that piece of them. But that doesn't mean my son wouldn't want to hit him. That's what I want to clarify. So it ain't about the friend now. It ain't like my son. He probably, gonna take a long shower, daydream. I don't know what, and I don't want to know. Facts. So what I'm saying with that is, I do think the dynamics can change, based on whatever. But you still got to feel it out, right? You still gotta feel it out because again, I've had family members, I've had people I know who kind of crossed the line, and sometimes people become too familiar. Yeah. Become too familiar, like you said, that Budweiser and that Kiki and that ha-ha can really start things. Okay, so we're gonna shift it. All right, breathe, align, and elevate. So, dating. You're dating. Do you feel like the guy should always pay while you're dating?
Always pay no.
Okay.
I don't.
Should he pay most of the time, or what do you?
I mean, I'm just saying, I try to keep it balanced. And when I say balance, I'm talking about my metric system of balance.
What is that?
It's more like a 10-to-1 ratio. You get the first 10 meals, I got that one. And that one is going to probably be 10% of what you paid out already. But it came from my heart. I put thought into it. It meant something. And I'm always going to be cute. I'm going to be cute for you.
All right. But, I like it. But you're like, nah, he should be paying most of the time.
Yeah, I mean...
If you're married, is that different though? If y'all married,
if we're married, it is a little bit different because it kind of comes out the same kitty. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, unless I don't know how everybody do their finances, so it's kind of out the same kitty. But even then, I kind of do expect him to carry the
majority of it. What about you, Stacey? She's not on camera. What's your thoughts, Stacey? Though.
For the first few, definitely he should pay. However, I say around the fifth, sixth. I'm willing to pay. First of all, if we're not going somewhere expensive, and especially I'll leave the tip.
Oh, you'll leave the tip.
I'll leave the tip.
Okay.
But for the first few though,
he paying.
That's all you.
Okay. All you. What about you, Nick?
I would say I kind of feel the same. In my situation, he pays most of the time.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't mind paying, and especially when I have it. You know, like our finances are. He makes more than I do.
Right.
So it's like,
he should.
He's going to give out more than, than I do.
Right.
But again, I make up for it in different areas.
Hey, I gotta, so you paying. You paying. So, y'all, I am, again, I'm out here dating. Sometimes I was like, hey, let me take you out. And I pay. I was like, I'll pay. And sometimes they're like, no, I got it. I'm like, no, I got it. Let me pay for you. Kenna is over there sweating again. And I'm not a cheap taker out. I like nice restaurants. I like nice stuff. So I'll pay. I don't even keep score. But I want to tell y'all, now I'm getting biblical again. He gives seed to the sower. And those in this room know I like giving. I give anyway. But here's the deal. When I go out with my friends, I go out with my sister. I'll never expect her to pay. She got her own money. But I never expect her to pay. Like, I am that person. I'm like, and definitely if I invite you out, I'm paying. If you invite me out, so that's my rule, you pay. Right? If we're kind of like dating. Now here's a part 2 of that. What if there's something going on, like you had an emergency to come up, and you've been kind of dating this guy, would you expect him to help?
Nah.
You wouldn't. Would you?
I actually just recently had an emergency and he helped. But we've been dating for about 3 years.
Okay. And you engaged, so absolutely, like an emergency, he should come up. Like, yeah. And then reverse, would you help him equally? Yeah. But you said you don't expect him to help.
Not a dating status. Like I said, I feel like it's levels to this thing. Again,
like you was talking about levels. Okay.
Yeah, so if we're dating, no, I'm not expecting you to help me with my bills or no emergency coming up. That's what my dad is for. I'm still blessed to have my dad in my life. So in my regards, that's what my dad is for. That's what my uncles are for. I would probably ask my son for it before I ask the man that I'm dating, because you're still auditioning.
But what if he offers? You want to take it?
If I tell my emergency, he offers.
Y'all heard us almost speak in tongues. She said, she started speaking. Listen, would you take it?
Now, if you're offering, I'm not gonna block my blessing, you know. But at the same time, and I'm still healing, y'all. But I have learned that all things offered does not come from a good place. Mm-hmm. So I move. I'm telling you, I move slow, y'all. That's why I say these levels. I move slow because I can't no more. I can't afford to get burnt. So I need that discernment. I need to know it's clear. I can take this from you. Do I need the whole thing from you? Like what you get what I'm saying? So even when it's offered, I have to question the motive, the offering behind it. I got to talk to the Most High about it.
So you praying and everything?
Yeah, because people funny with money. Because then you know what I'm saying, especially with dudes. No offense. But dudes give you $150, give you $200. Now they talking something. Oh, you got, I'm supposed to get it done. I'm supposed to do it. Bro, I can tell you right now, your $150 got you this hello and this goodbye. Because I'm not doing nothing in between.
So that's it, y'all. Kenna. So you go out with me. We going to go out. If I invite you out, baby, we going out to eat and I got you. That's if I invite you. And then we go out. Otherwise, I'm like, you got it. I don't know. I don't keep record like that. But Kenna, can you believe it? Guess what? We are a minute past our time.
Stop it. Why does this keep happening?
That's because of the fun questions at the end. Y'all, TikTok, this was our first time with y'all. Chatted up with Coach Q. Facebook, we absolutely love y'all. Thank y'all so much. We're here again with the queen. We had no claps, no dun, all. Because she was so involved. Just hit all of them, Nikki. Okay, hit another one, Nikki. Hit another one, Nikki. Y'all can't hear this unless y'all on YouTube. But listen, I am here with the queen. All right, y'all, we've had a great time. We just having conversation. She went from divorce to being crowned, homeless to being crowned, all right? Hey Bae is her platform. It is what she do. I'm your girl, Chatted Up with Coach Q. We are here every Sunday, 5 p.m., and we're looking to chat it up with you again next week. Like, share, follow, and subscribe. And if you don't do anything else, be kind to one another. Inhale, exhale, and breathe easy, baby. Until next time. Yay! See y'all soon.